The first step out of bed should feel natural, almost automatic, yet for many people it becomes a moment of hesitation. There is that brief pause before the foot touches the ground, followed by a sharp reminder that something is not right. The pain can feel sudden and intense, almost like stepping onto a hard, jagged surface. It creates a sense of uncertainty, making even the simplest morning routine feel like a challenge. Over time, this discomfort begins to shape behavior. Movements become slower, more cautious, and sometimes avoided altogether. What starts as a small irritation gradually turns into something that affects confidence, independence, and overall quality of life. The frustration often comes from not understanding why it is happening or how to make it stop. Many assume it is just part of getting older, something to tolerate rather than address. But this kind of pain is not random, and it is not something the body is meant to endure without relief. There is always a reason behind it, and more importantly, there is a way to improve it once the cause is understood clearly. What makes this experience even more confusing is how common it is, yet how little it is properly explained. Heel pain has a specific and well-documented cause in most cases, and it is often linked to a condition that develops gradually over time. The structure responsible is a thick, supportive band of tissue running along the bottom of the foot, connecting the heel to the toes. This tissue plays a crucial role in maintaining balance and absorbing the impact of every step. With each movement, it stretches and contracts, helping the foot function smoothly and efficiently. However, when this tissue becomes irritated or overloaded, it begins to lose its ability to handle stress properly. Instead of supporting movement, it starts to resist it, sending signals of pain with every step. This is not a sudden injury, but rather the result of repeated strain building up over time. Daily habits, long periods of sitting, and reduced activity all contribute to this gradual change. The body adapts to these patterns, and eventually the tissue becomes tight and sensitive. Once that happens, even normal movements can feel uncomfortable. The important thing to understand is that this condition is not permanent. It responds very well to the right kind of care, especially when the underlying causes are addressed, instead of just trying to mask the symptoms. One of the most noticeable patterns with this type of pain is when it appears. Mornings tend to be the most difficult time, with the first few steps being the most painful. This happens because the body has been at rest for several hours, allowing the tissue to tighten slightly. During sleep, the foot often remains in a relaxed downward position, which shortens the structure along the bottom. When weight is suddenly placed on it, that shortened tissue is forced to stretch quickly, creating a sharp pulling sensation. This cycle repeats every day, reinforcing the irritation and preventing proper healing. Even after the initial steps, the discomfort may continue, sometimes easing slightly with movement, but never fully disappearing. After long periods of sitting, the same pattern returns, making it clear that rest alone is not solving the issue. The body needs movement, but it also needs the right kind of movement to restore normal function. Without that, the tissue remains in a cycle of tightening and straining, never getting the chance to fully recover. As the body ages, several natural changes make this condition more likely to develop. Flexibility gradually decreases, and tissues that were once resilient become less adaptable. The cushioning under the heel, which absorbs impact during walking, becomes thinner over time. This means that more force is transferred directly to the underlying structures with each step. At the same time, muscles in the lower leg often become tight due to reduced activity or prolonged sitting. This tightness does not stay isolated in one area, but instead affects the entire chain of movement. When the calf muscles and the tendon at the back of the ankle are tight, they pull on the heel, increasing tension along the bottom of the foot. This added strain compounds the problem, making the tissue more vulnerable to irritation. These changes are gradual and often go unnoticed until discomfort appears. Understanding this connection is important because it shows that the issue is not limited to one spot. It is part of a larger system that needs to be addressed as a whole to achieve lasting relief. What makes this experience even more confusing is how common it is, yet how rarely it is truly understood. Heel pain often feels unpredictable, as if it appears without warning, but in reality it develops slowly beneath the surface. At the center of this issue is a strong, fibrous band of tissue that runs along the bottom of the foot, connecting the heel to the toes. This structure plays a vital role in supporting the arch and absorbing the impact of movement throughout the day. Every step relies on it to stretch and recoil smoothly, distributing pressure so that walking feels effortless. When it is functioning well, it goes completely unnoticed. But when it becomes irritated or strained, even the simplest movements can become uncomfortable and restrictive. This irritation does not happen overnight. It is usually the result of repeated stress building up over time. Daily habits play a significant role in this process. Long periods of sitting can cause the tissue to stiffen, while sudden or excessive activity can overload it. Footwear choices, posture, and walking patterns also contribute to how pressure is distributed across the foot. When the balance is off, certain areas begin to take on more strain than they are designed to handle. Over time, this leads to tiny micro tears within the tissue. These small injuries may not be noticeable at first, but as they accumulate, inflammation begins to develop. The body attempts to heal itself, but without proper movement and care, the cycle of stress and irritation continues. As the tissue becomes more sensitive, its ability to absorb shock decreases. Instead of acting as a flexible support system, it becomes tight and reactive. Each step starts to feel less fluid and more forced. This is why the pain can seem disproportionate to the activity being performed. Something as simple as standing or walking a short distance can trigger discomfort because the tissue is no longer functioning efficiently. The body compensates for this by adjusting movement patterns, often without conscious awareness. This can lead to further imbalance, placing additional strain on other parts of the foot and wear leg. Another important aspect to consider is how reduced activity can weaken the structures that support the foot. The muscles that help maintain the arch may become less active over time, especially if they are not regularly engaged. When these muscles are not doing their share of the work, the load shifts even more onto the already stressed tissue. This creates a situation where the problem feeds into itself, becoming progressively more noticeable and harder to ignore. Understanding this process changes the way the pain is perceived. Instead of something mysterious or inevitable, it becomes a clear signal from the body that certain areas need attention and care. The encouraging part is that this condition responds well to simple, targeted actions. Once the underlying stress is reduced and proper support is restored, the tissue can begin to recover. It is not about completely stopping movement, but rather about guiding the body back toward balance. Small, consistent changes can gradually reverse the strain, allowing the foot to function more naturally again. With the right approach, what once felt like a constant limitation can become something manageable and eventually something that fades into the background. One of the most noticeable patterns with this kind of discomfort is how it behaves throughout the day, especially after periods of rest. The pain often feels most intense in the morning, right when the foot first touches the ground. That initial step can be surprisingly sharp, almost as if the foot has stiffened overnight. This is not a coincidence, but a direct result of how the body responds to inactivity. During sleep, the foot naturally relaxes into a slightly pointed position, which causes the tissue along the bottom to shorten. It is not harmful on its own, but when combined with existing irritation, it creates the perfect setup for discomfort. N weight is suddenly applied after hours of rest. That shortened tissue is forced to stretch quickly. Instead of lengthening smoothly, it resists the movement, producing a sharp pulling sensation near the heel. This is why the first few steps feel the worst. As movement continues, the tissue gradually warms up and becomes more flexible, which can reduce the intensity of the pain. However, this relief is often temporary. The underlying tightness and irritation are still present, and without proper care, the cycle repeats itself day after day. A similar pattern can occur after sitting for long periods. Whether it is watching television, traveling, or simply resting in a chair, the lack of movement allows the tissue to tighten again. Standing up after this kind of rest can bring back that familiar discomfort, sometimes catching people off guard. This repeated cycle of tightening and stretching prevents the tissue from fully healing. Instead of recovering, it remains in a constant state of mild stress, which keeps the inflammation active. Over time, this ongoing strain can make the foot feel less reliable. Movements that were once effortless begin to require more attention. There may be a tendency to shift weight to the other foot, or adjust the way steps are taken to avoid discomfort. While these adjustments can provide short-term relief, they often lead to new imbalances. Other areas of the foot, or even the knees and hips, may begin to compensate, creating additional strain elsewhere in the body. What makes this pattern particularly challenging is that rest alone does not solve the problem. While it might seem logical to avoid movement to reduce pain, too much inactivity can actually make the tissue tighter and more sensitive. On the other hand, too much strain without proper preparation can worsen the irritation. The key lies in controlled, consistent movement that encourages flexibility without overloading the tissue. Understanding this daily cycle is an important step toward breaking it. When the cause of the pain is clear, it becomes easier to take the right actions at the right time. Gentle preparation before those first steps, along with regular movement throughout the day, can gradually reduce the intensity of the discomfort. Instead of feeling stuck in a repeating loop of pain and temporary relief, the body can begin to move toward a more stable and comfortable pattern. As time goes on, the body naturally undergoes changes that can make this kind of discomfort more likely to appear. These changes do not happen suddenly, and they are not necessarily a sign of damage, but they do affect how the body handles stress and movement. One of the most important shifts is a gradual loss of flexibility in the tissues. Structures that were once soft and elastic begin to feel slightly stiffer, making them less able to stretch and adapt under pressure. This reduced elasticity means that when force is applied, instead of absorbing it smoothly, the tissue experiences more strain. At the same time, the cushioning system under the heel begins to change. There is a natural padding that helps absorb the impact of every step, acting like a shock absorber between the ground and the bones of the foot. Over the years, this padding can become thinner and less effective. As a result, more of the force from walking or standing is transferred directly into the deeper structures. This increased pressure adds to the stress already being placed on the bottom of the foot, making it more sensitive and prone to irritation. Another key factor is the condition of the muscles in the lower leg. The calf muscles and the tendon at the back of the ankle play a major role in how the foot moves. When these areas become tight, they limit the range of motion at the ankle. This restriction changes the way weight is distributed when walking. Instead of moving freely, the foot is forced to compensate, placing extra tension on the structures along the bottom. This connection is often overlooked, but it is one of the main reasons why discomfort in the foot can persist even when the focus is only on the painful area. Lifestyle habits can amplify these effects. Long periods of sitting, which are very common, allow the muscles to remain in a shortened position for extended time. Over time, this leads to increased tightness and reduced mobility. When movement is reintroduced, the body is not fully prepared to handle it efficiently. The result is a pattern where the foot absorbs more strain than it should, especially during everyday activities like walking or standing. These gradual changes create a situation where the body becomes less resilient to repeated stress. What once felt easy and natural can begin to feel effortful or uncomfortable. However, this does not mean that discomfort is unavoidable. The body still has the ability to adapt and improve when given the right kind of input. By understanding how these factors are connected, it becomes clear that the issue is not limited to one specific area. It is influenced by flexibility, strength, and movement patterns working together. Addressing each of these elements helps restore balance, allowing the foot to function more comfortably and efficiently over time.